Hey, what's up you guys, it's me Sanne and I'm back with another beauty video, and today we're doing another 3 looks 1 palette. These are like my favorite videos to do just because I get to play with a lot of different colors, a lot of different eyeshadows, and it's just a lot of fun for me to film. And today we're diving into another new palette of mine, which is the new Max More Floral Romance palette. Last year I did a review of the Max More Bloom palette, which is in the same style, same collection. I was a big fan of that palette. And then this year they came out with 2 new palettes, one of which is this one and one of which is the Sunshine or Sunrise one, I'm not really sure. I'm not getting that one, it's just too pale and too neutral for me. And I also thought the same about this one at first, until I saw it in the store. And then I just had to have it. I just looked at it, I opened it, I looked at those colors and I was like, yes, I'm sorry, I need this in my collection. This is the inside. It's still very neutral, which you aren't really used to of me. I'm not that big on neutral shades. I have been wearing more and more neutral shades recently and I've actually been loving it. That's why when I looked at this palette, I don't know, I was just sold. These grungy, it seems a bit lighter on camera than it is in real life, but just these grungy brown, purple and pink tones. Just stunning. And then there's even a kind of duochrome shade in this palette and a very interesting shimmer shade, which I love very much. I guess you could call it a duochrome as well. So yeah, I was just really intrigued by this palette. I looked at it and then, I don't know, I just had to have it. I'm a big fan of the Bloom palette, and these palettes just feel so nice and expensive. They're quite heavy, very sturdy cardboard, and the lovely floral pattern on front. It's just stunning. This palette is less than €5. You can get it at the Action, and I don't know, I just looked at it, I had to have it, and today we're reviewing it. And on the inside we have a lovely large mirror, and then we have 21 beautiful grungy shades. And I'm very excited about these. I have swatched them already. I'm not gonna do it live because it'll get very messy. I can't swatch on video. It's just I really can't make it look good at all. So here are a few pictures which show the different swatches. The swatches looked so nice. Like, just very nice. A lot of the mattes feel extremely soft and creamy. The shimmers are absolutely beautiful. There's some insane shades in here that I just can't wait to put on my eyes. So there's 9 shimmers in here, 8 mattes and 4 more satiny shades. They're not really that shimmery, but they're also not matte, you know what I mean. So I think this is a great mix of shadows to work with. And there's a lot of immediate pairings that I can make that are very simple, that I just see and I'm like, that's perfect, you can do that. So today I'm going to be making 3 looks for you. They aren't going to be very creative. I'm not in a really creative mood at the moment. And when I look at this palette, I just see the lovely neutral color stories and I don't see like a creative liner look or whatever. I just see the very lovely color stories, so I want to work with those. I have my eyes primed for the first look. Let's just get into the first look. I just really want to start with the purple shades because that's the reason I bought this palette. When I saw those purple shades in the store, I was immediately sold and I had to have these. And I'm gonna start very simple with this purple matte shade called Dreamer. And I'm just going in with a fluffy blending brush and applying that to the crease. And just see how lovely that builds up. I am putting this on a tacky base, which I think makes the color pop a lot, but I'm not too happy with the blending yet. Like, it is blending quite easily, but it's also turning a bit patchy. I don't know if it's just a ginormous brush, that could also be an issue. So I'm just grabbing the smaller brush for the other side to see how that works. The blend is starting to look a lot better with the smaller brush. You can immediately see the difference. It is still looking a tiny bit patchy, but we're improving. So I'm just gonna be dragging that same shade underneath my eye. Okay, so I got the matte shadow down and I think this blend is as good as it's gonna be, so we're just not gonna spend more time on it because then I'll just get annoyed. So we're just gonna jump into the shimmers, and first off I'm going into the deeper cool tone shimmer, which is the shade Bliss. And I'm just gonna grab my fingers because look, this is just a very, very short dip into the palette. You see that pigment? So I'm just gonna put that on my lid like that, and ooh, these shimmers are everything. Oh my god. So I'm gonna go into the next cool tone purple shimmer, which is this lighter one that's called Romance. And this just, it feels exactly the same, just as creamy. I'm just moving that into the inner corner. And I don't even think I'm gonna add much more than this because I just feel good about this. Except for the blend, but in general this is just, it's making me feel good. I think I'm gonna leave the eyeshadow like this, and I'm just gonna add everything that I want to add, and I'll be right back to you with all the details and the final look. Okay, I'm back with the first look finished. I was just vibing with the purple and looking at it, and I thought this just would go so extremely well with a black lipstick. I don't have black lipstick, so I grabbed the nearest thing to a black lipstick, which is this very dark liquid lip. It's very cool toned, a bit purple. It fits the look very well in my opinion. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Grim. Then I put an Essence long lasting eye pencil in the shade 16 Coolest Chick in my waterline. And for lashes I'm wearing the Essence Lash Like a Boss lashes in the style to Limitless. But yeah, this is the final look. For this look I used the shades Bliss, Dreamer and Romance. These shadows just make me happy. Let's quickly get into look number 2. I'm back to do look number 2, and right now I want to jump into the brown shades because I really want to try out this fun duochrome shade that is in the palette, which is the shade Leave. It has a brown base and a green shimmer to it, so it shifts from green to brown in certain lighting, and I just really want to try that one. So I am gonna and I'm just gonna be combining that with other brown shades in the palette. So I'm just gonna jump into it with a matte brown shade, and I'm first gonna use this one, which is the shade Loyal. I'm gonna be using a fluffy blending brush and just slightly blending that into the crease on a concealer base, of course, like I always do. I'm just going in with a very small brush, and I'm going into this very deep brown shade just to deepen up the outer corner a tiny bit. I feel like it's already pretty deep, but I just want to add a tiny bit more depth to it. This is the shade Wise, by the way, so just using a tiny bit of that going into that outer corner. I don't want to apply too much since it's a very different shade of brown. It's a lot more cool toned, so I'm just using it a tiny bit for depth, but I don't want to apply too much because that will change the color a lot. And I'm just dragging those same shades underneath my eye. Okay, so I'm looking all kinds of dark and mysterious. I just want to make a nice gradient with that green shade. So first of all I'm going in with Soulmate, which is one of those deep satin shades, and I'm just gonna apply that right here in the center where it blends into the mattes. And I'll be using this to blend in that green shimmer shade as well. Now I'm going in with that magical shade Leave, and it's very soft, just like the other shimmers. So I'm just going in with my fingers on the inner corner of my lid. Just because the base is very dark, I'm going back in with those mattes and just blending that a bit into the crease in the inner corner, just making sure that everything is just a tiny bit dark, just, you know, so it all matches a bit more together. I don't know, I don't think I should add a lot more to this look, you know, just let that shadow do the talking. I'm just gonna add everything that I want to add to this look, and then I'll get right back to you with the finished look. Okay, I'm back again with the final look. This look, you know, it is a very simple look in and of itself, But this shade, this shifty goodness, just the fact that a basic budget brand that is available to so many people has such an insane shade in it. I don't know, it blows my mind. And this look is just so nice. It makes me feel so nice and sultry. Product details for this look. For the lips, I'm wearing this Mickey eye pencil that I always wear together with the Max More Never Nude lipstick. The highlighter, I decided to switch it up for once, is this Catrice one. And then lashes are the by Libby Beauty Stella lashes, which are huge, by the way. For this look, I used the shades Loyal, Wise, Leave, and Soulmate. We're just gonna get into the final look. Okay, ready to do look number 3. First of all, I'm just going in with this matte shade over here, which is the color Sweet. It's a soft pink tone, and we're just gonna be applying that all over the crease. This is a very lovely soft color. Do you see that? That is just, isn't that just a lovely shade? We're going in with a few shimmers. So first of all, I'm going into this shade here, which is the shade Peony. And I'm just applying that near the outer corner just to get that gradient going already. And then I'm gonna go into that other pinky shade underneath it, this shimmer shade, which is the shade Grand. I'm gonna apply that a bit more towards the inner corner. So now I'm gonna jump to the other side of the palette over here, and I'm gonna jump into this shade, which is Memories. Also with my fingers, like these shimmers apply so nicely with my fingers. And I'm just applying that all over the inner corner of the lid. Then I'm just gonna grab a very small brush and going into this final shade that I'm gonna use, which is the shade Sensation. And I'm just gonna be dragging that onto the inner corner and then going into like my lid over here. Okay, like that we got all kinds of shimmers and gradients going on. For the last part of this look, I am going in with a very thin eyeliner brush and going into this shade called Rose. It's a deeper pink toned brown shade, and I'm just gonna draw a bit of an eyeliner shape with that one. And I love doing subtle eyeshadow liners like this. I'm just going over it a tiny bit with the color Floral, which is more of a red toned pink shimmer thing. I think like that we have all the eyeshadow down, so I'm just gonna add everything I want to this look, and then I'm gonna get back to you with the final look. Okay, I'm back with the finished look. I'm looking all sorts of subtle and lovely and made up, and I love it. So what did I add? Lashes, I wanted to do something a bit more subtle, so I added the Ardell Naked Lashes in 424. And then for lips, I'm wearing Mickey Eye Pencil number 5, and then topped it off with the Catrice Generation Plump and Shine lip gloss in the shade Shiny Garnet. And I feel this look is just very lovely and subtle and soft. For this look, I used the shades Floral, Sweet, Peony, Rose, Grand, Memories, and Sensation. Let's talk about this palette for a little bit, because we now finished the 3 looks. I now used 14 out of 21 shades. There are just some really unique, lovely shades in this palette that I haven't seen in any other budget palettes. Like, I've seen them in more expensive palettes or more expensive brands, but I haven't seen them in such budget palettes. And I really like that they're making such special shades available to more people. The mattes feel extremely soft and creamy. Some of them blend a tiny bit patchy. That could be better, but if you put a little patience in it and have some good brushes, you'll get very far with these. The shimmers are absolutely stunning. They are a bit thick, however, so when you apply them with your finger, you might get a bit of a too thick layer and your lids will start to look very wrinkly, but it's not that bad, actually. Just something to watch out with. But yeah, I think this has a great shade range. Packaging, amazing, like I said. The shadows are pretty good, especially for €5. Like, I'd pay €5 just for that special green shade. If this palette were more expensive, I'd be way more critical of the patchiness. But right now, I'm not minding it too much. It's just not a bad palette. It's a pretty decent palette. at least the shades that I have been able to use. The shimmers are absolutely stunning, better than a lot of shimmers in budget palettes. There are 2 very special shades in here. The mattes, most of them are creamy. They blend pretty well. Not exceptionally well, but they blend pretty well. This one was a dream to blend. If I had to pay like 15 bucks or 20 bucks for this palette, I wouldn't do it. But the fact that it's only 5 bucks, it gets my budget stamp of approval. Also, bonus points. Completely vegan. Love to see it. This is my 3 Looks 1 palette and review of the Floral Romance palette by Max More. Available at Action for around 5 bucks. Let me know what you think of this palette. Do you think this is a nice neutral palette, or would you have wanted to see something else from it? Let me know. I'm really curious to see your opinions on this palette and if you are maybe getting it or not. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more from me. If you want to see even more from me, my blog, my socials and my gaming channel are all linked down below, so you can check that out as well. And that's gonna be it for today. I want to thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Toodles!